I'm standing at the Twin Arrows trading post, which is east of Flagstaff, Arizona, located between Winona and Winslow, Arizona. It's not far from Winona, just a few miles. Now, this thing was built originally in the 1940s, and it was a popular stopping place, and it was originally called Two Guns, actually, and then they changed the name to Twin Arrows not long after that. And believe it or not, it was run as best they could until 1995, at which time they just had to close it off and abandon it. Now, the interesting thing is this land that we're standing on is owned by the state of Arizona, whereas the building and the structures are owned by the Hopi tribe. As you can see, one arrow is missing. If there's going to be any effort to rebuild them, it'll have to be done by the Hopi tribe. So right now it's just sort of in disrepair, and the building, of course, has become a haven for graffiti. And here you can see the base where the other one once was, but of course it's no longer here. The shaft is presumably from a telephone pole. Although there hasn't been any major efforts to restore the arrows, you can see where they've painted over the stickers and making it a little easier to look at. As you can see, all that remains from this once glorious place are the old buildings that are heavily tagged in graffiti at this point. There used to be a trading post with a gift shop and a restaurant, but that's all gone now. Here's an old telephone pole, which you can see was clearly sawed off from that post right there. And my proposal would be to use this telephone pole to reconstruct the second arrow. Here you can see the front of the building, and this is the old gas station, presumably here in the foreground. And then in the distance over there, it says cafe, but who knows if that really was it. This is the inside of the cafe, which is, of course, heavily tagged and in very poor shape. Here's the back room of the cafe in pretty scary condition, as you can see. And here's the main building, which is just adjacent to the gas pump area. And you can see it's just in really poor condition. Restoring this baby is going to be a real chore if anyone decides to do it. Here's an overview of what it would look like if you were pulling in from the east and heading west, which probably most people were doing back in the day. And there's the arrow in the distance. See the size of the Sprinter compared to the arrow. And then if you look over towards I-40 and way across the way, you see the Snowy Mountain in the distance. Here's the old beige pavement, which is in bad repair. And look off in the distance, we see the smaller building there that says Beers on it. And there's the single arrow. I have my own strong opinion about the vandalism and graffiti that happens at these kinds of places, and I think it's really sad that some of our historic places have been severely damaged by vandals. At the same time, I know that there's always going to be graffiti, and if there is graffiti, then it's nice if it is good and artistic, and in this case, a lot of the graffiti is actually pretty nice. So if I have to look at graffiti, I think I'd like to look at graffiti like this. But I truly wish that people would not damage these places because they're incredible history and they're really fun to visit. So I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something from it, and if you did, please do like and subscribe. And until next time, I appreciate you coming along, and thanks for watching.